In preparation for the Summit of the Future, tagged Multilateral Solutions for a Better Tomorrow, that will be hosted by the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA, 22 and 23 September 2024, the United Nations Association of Nigeria, Unan, a recognized civil society arm of the United Nations, brought together various civil society organizations across Nigeria to brainstorm and fashion out solutions to real problems that directly affecting the people. Speaking on the summit, which is a once-in-a-generation opportunity to enhance cooperation on critical challenges that would address gaps in global governance, civil society organizations are tasked to reaffirm existing commitments, including to the Sustainable Development Goals and the United Nations Charter, and move toward a reinvigorated multilateral system better positioned to impact people's lives positively. Speaking to some issues at the get-together, the president of Unan, Juan Aha, and Dr. Omopeju Apanu, the Secretary General, had this to say.
I think the key take-home for the CSOs is to understand the importance they play, the important role they play in the development of the park for the future. Because they are the ones that are close to the community. They are the ones that are impacting at community level. And it is important for CSOs to understand that they need to be impact-driven. And a lot of CSOs don't understand that impact is more important than anything else. What kind of impact and how are they measuring this impact? So going forward, CSOs need to take monitoring and evaluation very critically. They need to look at data and accessing this data, storing this data, gathering this data, and now using that data to take decisions on policies, on interventions, on recommendations, on solutions. And this would also be information that the government can also access and use for decision making. Because when they want to make policy, they know exactly what to do.
We are here because we are concerned about the current generation and the next generation. As far as the sustainable development goals are concerned, we are not achieving a lot at all. 12%, 50%. And the goal is when? 2030. Isn't that so? 2030, isn't that so? Yes. And this is what? 2024. As much as possible, if you can give a cup of rice, please go ahead and give it. If you can give some of the clothes you are no longer using, please go ahead. Just let us make it simple and practical. Okay, like Unan, that is what we do in Unan. For instance, the little things we are going to do, we know that water is a problem in so many communities in Lagos, isn't that so? So that is, I think that's number 6. So, SG, help me now, Sustainable Development Goal 6, provision of clean water and sanitation. So we provided full bulk water system to 2 communities. And then we do so many other things like that, just practical. It's good to do advocacy, but it's also good to bring it down and let people feel the impact. Isn't that so? Okay. All right.
After an hour of brainstorming session amongst various CSOs, vital points raised were presented.
We should channel our energies to areas that are attractive to us. And that is, we should approach it from the religious area, from traditional areas, from cultural areas, and ultimately to schools. That we can push these agendas more effectively in churches, for example, in mosques, for example, and in our traditional institutions and other. But so do, because the essence of this is to ensure that you localize all solutions. Okay? Localize all solutions and let it go around. So if we look at those very attractive areas, there's a tendency that we will come up with very viable solution. Whilst we call on government to also do the needful. So that's our contribution.
So on the area of community policing, we all agree that there is need for community policing, and so therefore we look at the importance of recruiting effective community policing from the grassroots by leveraging, by identifying the focal stakeholders at the community level and leveraging them to advocacy and awareness and ensuring that the people at the grassroots are included in anything that has to do with the community policing at the community level. We also look at the training for these personnel. For instance, the Lagos State government are doing a wonderful job when it comes to community policing and community safety at the local level. So probably adapting to that framework in other states will be very, very important, and any other states across Africa.
The idea collections without involvement. It's easy for us to be gathered together and to give our brains being picked and we are dropping ideas. But what about the involvement of the ideas, of being involved in the innovation of the ideas and also monitoring the ideas? Lawmakers and legislators need to recognize the policies and how it hinders the youth from exploring their potentials effectively and fully.
The CSOs actually focus at various things at the grassroots level. So it's always an opportunity when we all meet together like this, because various things will come out from what the individuals are doing. So it's always very good when you have an organized, a meeting like this. So we all come up with the ideas of what we are doing, then we can collate them together. A very good one, really.
This is a very good forum. The fact that so many CSOs were able to meet together and discuss, rub minds together, and all the pain points that each of the organizations here that is represented were able to share their pain, and somehow it seemed more like it is a unison what everybody is experiencing. And having shared that and we're able to prefer solutions, I think what that means is that we're going to be able to take it back to our own individual CSOs and implement just the way the other people have also done in their respective place. And I think that's only going to bring back coming back to your question, to a better Nigeria, a more sustainable space for all of us, where poverty is no longer the hallmark of conversation, but making sure that people are reached, no matter how little you're contributing, that effort is being felt by the Nigerians itself.
We have a lot of discussion here today, and then our proposal is about a multi-stakeholder collaboration, so that by the time we get to our various units, we will be able to provide innovative solution to the global challenges.
My own intention and my goal and my dream is that let it be okay for everybody. You can eat 3 square meals. Let the least person in the world, in Nigeria, be able to eat 1 meal. Let no Nigerian go to bed with empty stomach. Let no Nigerian be without accommodation, sleeping on, under the bridge and what have you. Basic things, water, basic things, good school for children in a good environment. It's not that the elites and what have you, they have the best of these things. No, plan with the least Nigerian. Once you have taken care of the least Nigerian, then you can you know that you can sleep with your 2 eyes closed. Yes, it's a win-win situation. That is my own goal. It's what I would like to see. And I'm not pointing at another person. I'm telling myself, let me do what I can do. It starts from me, and then you do what you can do. And collectively, we do what we can do. And then the government does what it can do. Yeah, yes.
At the end, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, adopted by all United Nations member states in 2015, were the shared blueprint for peace and prosperity for people and the planet. Now and into the future was reiterated, while attention was paid on the responsibility required by CSOs to achieve above par on all line items of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs), which are urgent call for actions by all countries developing and developed in a global partnership. Henry Igwebike, Enterprise Television, Lagos.